guys, it is me Simone. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be using my hot foil plate to do some nice little art panels for my living room. So I'm showing you the frame that I'm using, and this is a 4x4 picture frame that has a mat. So I just marked out how big the mat was on the edges, so I know that I need to center my design so it fits in the mat because I like to keep it. I thought the mat was really cute. I mean, if you really wanted to go through and replace the mat with your own mat of whatever design you wanted to do, or get a picture frame from Dollar Tree, that's where this picture frame is from, and make your own mat. So right now I'm going through and I'm going to age the back of the paper for a bit. So I'm using different colors and then I accent the aged paper with different colors that I have in my living room. So I'm going to use a vintage photo, distress stain, and then I'm going to add in some wilted violet. I'm adding a lot of water to really water it down because I don't want it to be too pigmented. I really want it to be like a wash. So you see I do the purple first here, really washing it down, and then I'm going to go over with the brown. I think at this point I realized I didn't like it. And I decided to change my direction to do something else with it because the purple was just way too pigmented. But I knew from the moment that I got my new foil plates that I wanted to do some nice foiling decor that you would normally see and everything. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm using the vintage photo distress stain, watered down, and going over the paper. I'm just kind of erasing the lines that I marked down for the mat, and then I'm splattering on the wilted violet. I like that look better, and I think it looks way better than painting it on. And then I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to dry it with my heat tool, a little tonic. So it's whatever brand it was, the Tim Holtz one. And then I'm going to I keep hearing things. It just poured down rain. I think it's pouring down rain now. And cars are honking. So now I'm going to plug up my hot foil tool. This is the first time I've used it, so I had to go through read the instructions, see what I need to do. I was very excited because I've been wanting one of these for a long time. And so I was trying to figure out how the best way for me to line this up on my paper, given that I needed to keep in mind the mat that I wanted to add. So yeah, this was a little hard based on how you are supposed to, heat everything up. And so I was trying to speed up with the paper down and then add the things, and it was a whole issue. They didn't end up being perfectly on the corners, but they were close enough, and putting the paper down did help because paper will get a little hot but won't be as bad as the metal, and you can easily remove that with your fingers or some tweezers or something. Right here I'm struggling with my foil. And this is a heat foil. You make sure you have the right ones. So heat foil, when it gets heated, it has so basically let me explain it for y'all because I'm kind of talking in circles now. So the best way to explain it is that with heat foil, it has a adhesive on it that is heat activated, heat and pressure activated. So when you heat it up and then you put pressure on it, it sticks. There is another type of gold foil out there. I say gold foil, but just foil paper out there that is just foil, and you need an adhesive. So that's whether a what's it called? Whether you use toner paper, which has using the toner as the adhesive for foil, or you're going to be using like a embossing powder that will heat up and attach. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. You need to make sure you have the right one because the other foil will not stick. And so when you run it through and you heat it up in like a laminator, if you don't have anything to attach to it, like toner, ink, or like heat embossing or sticky embossing, all those things that are meant for that, nothing's gonna happen. And if you run this through your laminator, the heat one through your laminator with toner paper, thinking it's going to just stick to toner, you're wrong. It's going to completely cover your entire paper with foil. So these are just things to know the difference between them. And I went through and ran my machine through. I think on the first one I ran it through my Sizzix, and then I think eventually I just ran it through my Spellbinders machine, a platinum machine, because I felt like it just did better than my other one. So I'm using the paper, the tweezers that came with it to line it up. Worked basically. I was gonna try to save it and use some of that bits and pieces from the one, but I was like, no, what? I don't have time for that. I'm just going to just cut a new piece and use the bits and pieces later. I'm trying to save all that foil that I can. I'm on a budget, guys. I'm on a budget. And you see me with the mouse a lot because I'm watching YouTube, obviously. I don't craft in silence, guys. I have to craft with like people talking in the background and crafting with me and having conversations because it just makes you feel like you're kind of in a room with people or, you're crafting with someone. But so far, I've had no problems. Another two hot foil plates out there. I remember when these first came out and I won them back then. Um, I like both of them. I did get I do have the, what's it called? It's in front of me. I do have the foil quills from Glimmer Keepers, which you can use with your die cutting machines. I have yet to use those. I'm not even lying, y'all. I don't know why. I like it, and I am excited about using it. I just haven't used it. But I know it'd be so much fun to use that on more specialty projects. Like, I'm not regretting that I have it, but it's just fun. I haven't used it yet. Y'all can see right now, like, they're not evenly just like matching up, but not bad that I'm like upset or nothing. It looks fine. So I'm excited and happy. Other line these up, I'm gonna walk over and try to think of like what I want to do with the panels. What I wanted to add to the panels. So I wanted to either add like a person, think of a person in between the panels, but um, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Well, I was do butterflies between the panels, or I was gonna do a person. Like, it was all up in the air. I decided to go with a person, and I had the perfect stamp for this that I've had for a very long time that I have not used. But before we get to that, I decided to add some more texture to the background. So I'm using my the stamps from Spellbinders, and I'm using some Umbrella Craft brown ink to add some texture to the background. But I didn't want to be like too perfect or precise. I kind of wanted to be like mixed media-esque. So I basically stamped on a second layer, and I did that because I didn't want it to be too bold either. I wanted to be faded into the background, and since I did it so last minute, you know. So here's the stamp set that I got. This is from Prima, and I'm using her. I had her for a long time, and I have another Prima stamp. This one's from their Bible, the Illustrated Faith kind of line, back when Illustrated Faith was really popular. Like, illustrating your Bible was really, really big. So the smaller stamp set is from that. I think that's Prima, right? Or is it Illustrated Faith? It's one. No, it's Illustrated Faith. Sorry. And that the blue one is from Prima, I think, or they're both from Prima. I don't remember. So I'm going to stamp this out using my inks. And I'm loving this technique for big stamps is to place it on my desk and then place it on my desk and then stamp on top of it, then to try to put down an acrylic block. I wish I had another big girl like this one, but I sadly don't. So I am using her. She's not my favorite one that I did. I like that she fits a lot better between it. I don't know if it's just the coloring I did, but she just wasn't my favorite at the end. I still like how they turned out overall, but not my favorite. I love the other one with the flowers and everything. Now this is where it takes some time. I really sat here and dived in into my babies and got them ready because I wanted to turn out good. So I put in that work for them, really getting them up to par. So I'm mixing up skin tones for them, painting them. This process is going to take some time. I'm not going to even lie. It is up there and the process, but I wanted to just have a nice colored image that was kind of like organic looking because this is actually going in my living room. So people are going to see this. But at the same time, I didn't want to be too much because you have the gold foil, the glitter frame, it's all the thing. And you easily can make your glitter frame yourself with some glitter at home. Woo, that's gonna be messy, but you'll make sure it's like a permanent glitter because this one does kind of flake off a little bit. I'm not too upset about it, but I'm just going through and trying to keep in mind the colors I've already placed on here, and then the colors are in my living room to make sure I'm not going to be adding colors that are going to look ridiculous. But as I told you before, I'm focusing on a lot of things that make sense for me. Like personally, I don't give out the cards really. That okay, no, that's a lie. I do give out the cards that I make, but I have so many cards that I've made that I'm good. I give out a handful. Like here and one every once in a while, I have a card. I'll give it out. But yeah, I don't have that many cards. Normally, if I'm doing a swap, which I do like what one a year, not many, and or a random birthday came up. Here's a card that I had in my stash that I just converted. But I don't go through and make a bunch of cards. And I don't give a bunch of cards. So I like to think outside the box with my dies and stamps and push them past just a card and an art journal and use them in other mediums and forms because I love creative expression, but sometimes I don't like to create something I don't have a use for. It makes any sense. Um, it could just be because I don't like making cards that much. I say that. But I don't. I don't. And that's kind of the hardest thing for me sometimes when I first started doing this channel was doing tutorials and stuff for y'all. It was hard because some of these items I would have this idea like, oh, I could make X, Y, and Z, but I know I wouldn't use it. So I wanted to show y'all how to make it just in case, but that's kind of where it got hard for me to like be okay to cope with that. And then like my mom always mentions to me, family members always mention to me like, oh, sell it, and sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. Like it's just super easy to sell stuff. I don't know. I sometimes I just can get a little anxious to the idea of selling things because I'm not a perfectionist, and a lot of my things I make have huge issues and problems because I don't care. And you know, I have this idea. I want to see how it works, how it turns out. I'm kind of impatient, so I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, get it done, get it done, get it done. Um, besides, I'm just coloring. Really, I'm just going away, coloring the rest. And you see snippets of me coloring the other girl. My camera did shut off because I ran out of memory. So you'll see pictures of the finished projects. So you can get that a better gist of them since my light was not loving that foil. I'll bring her close up after I'm finished and kind of show you a little bit because that foil is so unforgiving. It really is. But besides that, I'm trying to think of anything else I can talk about because rest is just gonna be me coloring and I can't remember the name of the palette there. Is that the Tom B watercolor palette? If not, I mean everything will be linked below. If I can find it. I don't know about her. I did get her on clearance, so I don't know if she's still around, but you can look for her. That's one thing I know a lot of us notice is things don't last as long as they used to. Not a lot of companies keep the same sets out. I understand it, but it gets a little bit annoying sometimes. Yeah. So move on to the next go, and I'll show you the pen because I'm going to go over them with a pen and kind of outline them, since the line I did was more of a suggestion. Stamped image was more of a guide, not suggestion, a guide. So I'm going to go back over them with a pen and outline them, some areas of them to give them more definition. But it's about to cut off, so I'll include some pictures of the items, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great day and get crafty. Bye. Stay safe.